YouTube land. What's up? It's your girl McCar from Cougar's Closet. So y'all hold on 1 second, let me find something. Terms and definitions of LGBTQT community. I don't know if I spelled them letters right. I just threw something together. I'm hoping they, and then I get it right here. Okay. Okay, so let me find something. Which one was it? It was one that I was on, and it gives you all the uh, definitions. I know I should have wrote that down. Let me see if these are here. Get off of here. See this one? No, I need the one that had the 21. I'm on TikTok. This thing really gets on my nerves. 21 different meanings of trans terms. Glossary and terms. I think this one might have been the one. This it. This it. Well, it's not really it, but I try to. Let me try one more thing. I'm trying to find the one that had the 21. Let me see. I know I shouldn't have got off of it. They had me one, boy. Okay, well, these are some that I just go by to get it going. Like, I want to do this. I'm creating a tab for this because I just really have an infatuation, with the community. How can I not? That's where all the lust is. That's where all the heat is. All your wildest fantasies. That's over there in that community. So how could you not? So I'm always researching things or whatever. And this is a lot what I research. I do a lot of my research on transgender men. And so now, um, like it's so much, so it's so much new slang going on, right? To where like when I'm having a conversation with somebody, and they got all of these different names and stuff, like I really don't know what's going on. Like when they say I'm binary or I'm non-gender, like I know about the non-gender, but it's stuff when I was like really really out in that world. It was either you was straight or you was gay or you was bi. And the trans, that was dark conversation. That was way back in the dark alley. You act like you didn't know the trans was on the door. The trans been on the door pushing for a long time. They was in the background. But now, people are really, wanting to define who they are. And so like they've come out with these names like I said, pansexual and transsexual, and I don't know what that means. And I feel like the vocabulary is getting past me. Like times is changing, and like I can't really speak fluent with you, because when I go to ask you, okay, so like when you running the deal down to me, about like the testosterone and this and that, we talking about the science of it. But then when you say you this type of orientation, like I had to stop the conversation and be like, what's that? And then I got to computerize it. Then I got to see a picture in my head. It take, I don't, sometimes I just can't deal with that. And so, I was hoping to find these definitions that I had seen earlier that I was looking for that tells me, all of the definitions and stuff. Like here's some. Let's just go like this. Ally, a person who respects sexual diversity, acts according to challenge homophobic and heterosexist remarks and behaviors, and is willing to explore and understand these forms of bias within themselves. I've had a person tell me they were asexual before. I didn't know what that meant. I only understood straight, gay, and bi, and cross-dresser back then. So asexual, a person who generally does not experience sexual attraction or very little to any group of people, may still have romantic, emotional affections or relation attractions towards others. Binder gender, a sociological construct or traditional view of gender limited to man and woman, defined by a collection of characteristics that are culturally associated with maleness, masculinity, or femininity. Binary sex, a sociological construct or traditional view of sex limited to male and female. Like some of this stuff, I'm still not. Like the lingo is so different. Okay, cisgender. I hear cisgender all the time, but I'm not grabbing what cisgender is. A term of person whose gender identify and gender expression generally matches with that assignment for their biological sex. So maybe if somebody is feminine, then that ways go with that. Or like if they masculine, then that claims, who they are instead of what they were born with. See, it's so much, I'm telling you, like it's so much information like that even though I'm reading this tonight, when I get off, I won't remember this. Like when I was doing my thing and hanging out, you was straight, you was bi, you was gay, you was a cross-dresser. And the trannies, you didn't even have that conversation, but they was back there pushing on the back door. They was leaned on it. But you didn't have that type of conversation, or you sure didn't have it with no any old body. Cis woman, I hear this all the time. And I think this says something about this, a person, what they were born with. Like, that's what their assignment is. A person who identifies as a woman presents herself as feminine and is a biological female. So now I know when they say cis woman, then that's what they were born. Cis woman. Closeted, a person who is keeping their LGBTQ sexuality or gender identity hidden from any other people. At times, being in the closet also means not wanting to admit one's sexual identity to oneself. Fluid. I've heard people talk about fluidity. But does that mean you're open to both sex? Because if that's what that means, doesn't that make you bi? Like all of this new, I want to know the lingo. Oh, I'm infatuated with it. Okay, fluidity, generally with another term attached like gender fluid or fluid sexuality. Fluidly describes an identity that is a fluctuating mix of options available. So, okay, maybe that means man, woman, and some type of trans or lesbian, like you unlimited, like you want it all. Okay, FTM, MTF, feminine to male, male to feminine. A person who has undergone medical treatments to change their biological sex, female to male, male to female, oftentimes to align with their gender identity. Gay, used to describe a man who is emotionally, romantic, sexually, or affectionately attracted to another man. At times, gay is used to refer to all people regardless of sex. Did you know that? Yeah, we knew that. Who have the primary sexual or romantic attractions to people of the same sex. Okay. I've heard this. I don't know what this is. Gender queer. I've had conversations with people, but that we was just kicking it and they telling me about, they on they first day of tea or they doing the transformation and I'm trying to figure out because I like it. So I've heard people say gender queer, but I don't know what gender queer means. A gender queer identity that rejects the notion that all genders can be described on the masculine feminine binary. So what does that mean? Like, so when they cross over, they to be accepted like that, or do that mean they bisexual? Like all of this stuff, is it just describing the same basic stuff that I knew when I was coming up, like heterosexism. How can I keep up with all of this stuff when I was out there slanging and banging? It was gay, bisexual, straight, tranny in the back on the door, lights out in the alley. That's but there wasn't no conversation in though. But they've been posted. They've been posted. The trans been posted. Waiting for the number one spot. All right. What is this? They got heterosexisms, norms and behaviors that result from assumptions that all people are or should be heterosexual. This system of oppression assumes that heterosexuality is inherited normally and superior and negates LGBTQ people's lives and relationships. Yeah, my nose itching. Okay. Intersex. How can somebody keep up with all of this crap that's going on? How all of this you was either straight, you was either gay, you was either bi, you was cross dresser, you was tranny. What is all of this new stuff? Intersex, a medical definition for a person born with chromosome, genitals, and secondary sexual characteristics that are inconsistent with biological understanding of the male or female body. So do that mean that they was born with both parts? Like what? They got the pocketbook and they got the sack and they got the stick. What's this? Outing. We know what outing means when somebody, brings somebody out. Queer. I know. I always what this. I mean, I used to hear the word queer back in the day, but I thought queer was more for the cross dressers. Was I wrong? Term describing people who have a non-normative gender identity, sexual orientation, or sexual anatomy. Can include lesbian, gay men, bisexual people, transgender, or a host of other identities. Since the term is sometimes used as a slur, it has a negative connotation for some LGBT people. Nevertheless, others have reclaimed it and feel comfortable using it to describe themselves. It's so many words: transgender, transphobia, which that's phobia is the fear of something. Transitioning, like trans man. Like, I'm just now getting this straightened out. Like, the trans man is actually the female, but has switched over to the male that's taking the testosterone and, that's getting it together and getting pumped up at the gym and got the beard and like, and then the trans woman is the one that's assigned male at birth but identifies as the women. Like, I understand that part, but it's some. I wish I could find them other terms that I was looking for. They had me. Uh, Let me see. Pansexual and different meanings. Pansexuality is an orientation generally defined by a romantic or a sexual attraction to people of any sex or gender identify. But at some point, for example, a pansexual could be open to someone who is male, female, transgender, intersex, or android or genderqueer. Now, at this point, you didn't go past bisexual because that means you like both. But then they said there's another party going on outside of that too. Like you also like transgender, male, female, intersex. Like you out there. Yeah. Omnisexual versus pansexual. I've never heard of omnisexual before a day in my life. We just listen. They start telling me the story, and I be with them, and it'd be a nice transition. For those who identify as pansexual, feel attraction to people without noticing their gender. But at some point, wouldn't this make this stuff bisexual? But then you bring that other stuff, other elements in that's past bisexual, like, so you fetch farther out. So then I guess that do put you in a different range. So those who identify as pansexual feel attraction to people without noticing their gender, while omnisexual, I'm getting so oof. While omnisexual people recognize the gender of potential partners. I can't even sit up here and act like I got possessed reading this mess. Pansexual people are gender blind when omnisexual people are not. I don't even know what I just read. It's such a twist up. It's such all of these different names. Demisexual. I just ain't gonna ask nobody what they identify no more because after certain, things, certain few kibbles and bits, I don't know what you talking about. Okay, so I'm not sexual. Those who identify as omnisexual are attracted to all genders and sexualities equal. Like trans and different, different ways or different columns that other people fall up under. They are open to them as well. Maybe man mixed with woman, stuff like that. They open to them as well. Demisexual, a person who does not experience sexual attraction unless they form an emotional connection. Hell, that might be all of this. It isn't more common seen in, but no means confined to romantic relationships. Like, it's so many meanings. And those are just the ones that I could remember. I wished I had a saved that site because it had all of it lined out. It won't give me all the ones that I'm looking for, but it was just like so many different things. And the more people I meet, the more people, identify. And I don't know the title, but I know the story that you giving me. Like, it's so hot I can't turn it loose, but I don't understand the title. And I was gonna honestly get on here and try to learn the different meanings, but it's so many. I'm gonna try to look it up one more time. LBTQG community meanings. I messed that all up. It ain't gonna. What are the 15 sexualities? Let's try this. Gay, lesbian, bisexual, asexual, queer, demisexual, pansexual. But that ain't giving me the rest of it. And I know if I go in here and touch it, then y'all know how it always take me down someplace I ain't supposed to be at. That's why I hate going in here. Heterosexual, gay, lesbian, bisexual, asexual, queer, dimensional, pansexual. No, it's more because I have found them. It was 20. Well, so that just means I'm missing 5 more. Yeah. So I had wanted to build this because I was going to try to learn, the terminology, because, I have to admit there's some obsession with it. So I'm always like in my spare time, like studying. I study the transgender man more than I do. I don't look at the transgender women. I look at the transgender men, and I'm studying them and like what they doing and finding out how much these surgeries costing and finding out what's really going on. I'm doing a lot of research with these transgenders. And I have to say, it's some type of something, but I've always loved them. Like, especially with all this transforming going on. But then I also, do research on the parts of finding out, like, who regretted it, if they thought that they made a bad mistake doing this. And then I'm able to go on YouTube and like find these videos like where people then transform into women, and then they saying they made a mistake and they cut they self off or whatever. Now they want they self back. Like, there's where they don't you don't see it in the TV. You have to go filtering looking for this stuff. And there's, if just go on Facebook and on YouTube and look it up, like there's some people that have rearranged themselves like to where they can never go back, and now they're finding their self wanting to go back, and they said they made a mistake. But then there's some that don't get rid of nothing and still have, are able to produce and make babies, or able to, deliver the seed and stuff. Some don't, take themselves out their element like that. They might change, put this up top, and then leave that gun alone. There's different, uh, people that live different type of lifestyle. So I'm on here because this is a fascinating topic. I can't lie, like I'm on TikTok, I'm always looking at the transgender black men, like infatuated with. Some people say that it's treachery because you deceiving people because you're not letting them know what you are. And some people are saying, that people that have these different transitions from a man to a woman or a woman to a man, they don't identify themselves because of their safety, because somebody might do something to them. So, and there might be people out here that really don't have a clue because this surgery and got done in the testosterone and produced the hair, and it took the female face bone structure out, the oval shape or the heart shape, and it's turned the jawline square, So it's getting hard to tell, And these surgeries, I'm finding out by doing some research, they put some type of skin on them. And if you want to order it with a little hair going down and sprouted out, baby, all on the legs, baby, we can make that happen for you. And these pieces that they, for these bottom surgeries that it costs, a woman I saw on YouTube, baby, she found a discount on one for $600. That was the deal of a lifetime, because she said the rest of them skyrocketed into the world. Yeah, so this is a section that I want to open up, because I can't lie, like, I'm always looking at what they doing. Like I told y'all before, they had these competition shows, where they dress like men, and they really swagged out, because they it's a touch of a man, but it got the twist of a woman. So they like hybrids. Yeah. Like transgender men are like hybrid transgender men, like hybrid men. So I'm always looking, and then, I'm always looking at what the people say the deceit is. I understand what they saying, and they saying that because you can, when you looking at them, you can't tell that they a man or they a woman. Like if they a transgender man, they might have their head bald, shave bald, muscled up, baby, looking like a kangaroo. Facial hair all buffed up and buffed out, and got the testosterone and all in the voice. Baby, they geeked up. So this is what I do in my research time. Like, I mess around over here because I can always find something to do, a little something, But I do enjoy researching this. Like I said, I'm behind all of the surgeries, and following the post-ops, and following the pre-ops and the visits, and watching them after they have the breast augmentation. Hell, I thought I just had a breast augmentation. Watching them when they have the breast augmentation, and they come on, with the tape, and they healing, and then, some of them have to go get tattoos underneath here because of the scars, But I think they're working on getting better with covering them. I've seen a handful of people that they were able, I don't know if they had laser surgery or something, but they were able to come out like scot-free without the things on them. Or maybe they knew how to heal them right. Let's say that. But I have to say, it is getting rough out here. Like, you can't tell. Like, this is way over cross-dress. I mean, when you looked at a cross-dresser, when I was out there, you looked at a man with a wig on and some lipstick and holding a big bag and some shades, and probably got a razor blade under their tongue, and will whoop you across the street, whoop you out the building, and you better not say nothing to them. That's what we looked at, when I was out there. But now, like, it's really some change. It's really some changing up to where you really can't tell what you working with or who you working with, to where I know some subscribers that I have been watching, they said this is deceit. Like, there was this guy, I forgot his name or whatever, but I used to watch him. And what he did was he did a video, right? He went to the Chinese shop where they sell the hair. He went there, and all the posters that they have in the windows of the women with the hair hanging down, with the curly hair, with the straight hair, with the kinky hair, with the coily hair, with the afro hair, with the long ponytails, all the pictures that the people had in their window. He put his phone up showing us that they were men. But see, if he hadn't have showed that, I wouldn't have known that these were transgender women. But see, back then at the time, I didn't know they were transgender women because this wasn't a thing. But at some point, I had to say, it has to been going on. But now it's just up front. It didn't come out of nowhere. Nothing like this just came out of nowhere. Where everybody is transforming and everybody is switching genders or whatever. This is an internal thing of people wanting to defy the defiance of breaking free. So with that being said, you got a lot of personalities in the world. You got a lot of different personalities in the world. You got a lot of different hormones and stuff in the world and stuff, But a lot of times people damn these people as having some type of mental problem or something, Everybody got their own fight. Put it like that. I could keep on fishing for something about that. I could keep on. Boy, I could dig me up something big and good. But I think you got me with that. But yeah, so I enjoy watching this, and I'm going to be getting on here, y'all, when I'm looking at different stuff. Like, even right now, there's this, I don't know their names. There's two women that I found that are dating transgender men, and they're telling you the experience and how it is to date a transgender man. So one woman that I was on her page, she was like that she fears for her transgender safety, the fiance, because she was talking about all of the hate crimes, and like she was saying, like, if you are a trans woman, you got like a expectancy date to live. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was breaking it down like that, like trans women ain't got long. They killing them, they creating crimes against them, And so she was saying that she feared that one day, somebody gonna call and say somebody done something to her husband, something that don't nobody agree with, and take him away from her, all of them and her family. This is what she said on her channel. And then the other girl that I watched that talks about how it is dating a transgender man, she was like, it's normal because all you do when you look at him is see a man, but she said with her man, of course, a little bit, she can see a hint touch of the woman in there. But overall, it really, you could sell the package to her. And once she find out what it is, she sold you and gave her a different twist. You ain't coming in here getting that baby from what? So, there's different people. This other lady, she was saying, like I said, it's no different dating a man or whatever. And then I saw where a transgender man was speaking, and he was saying that men have it real hard, and stuff like that. He was like, they always lonely. But see, most men don't show you they lonely. And a lot of people don't know that these people lonely. They might make it look like they really got something going on, and go home and ain't got nothing going on. Or nothing going on they want nobody to know about. So what else was she saying about their relationship? The other woman was saying that she had some people in her family that was homophobic. So her transgender man can't meet the father, but the father wasn't in no breaknecking mood. He just told the daughter, said, when she told him that she was dating a transgender man, said, well, you know what the good book say, don't you? And she said, yeah, I know. And he said, okay. Well, he was all right with it, but for some reason, she don't feel like she should bring him around the father. Maybe the father might lose it and come on out and grab something. But the mother, she said the mother can meet the husband, the fiancé. His Beyonce. But daddy, she know to keep him away from daddy. And they talk about, like, when you dating a transgender woman, how like you find out, you don't assume, you find out like what pronouns they want to go up under, like he is, her, like what do they want to be called. And then some of them talked about like you finding out like if they're okay with people knowing, or if this is something where their identity is sealed. Like, what's the deal, like, as far as how they feel about their safety measures. Like you really have to treat this situation very fragile, but on the flip side of it, some people saying this deceit. Now, if I look that way, I see deceit. And if I look that way, I see safety. I see them both. I don't know. Well, let me get off of here. I just want to come and let y'all know I can't even pronounce the community, y'all, but I have it right in the thing. I've never, you see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I was gonna try to remember all these different terms, and these I'm missing 5 more because I had found one that had a list of 20. So I wasn't able to get y'all them, but I was able to get y'all something. So I don't know, just.